Hello everybody, my name is Lumo, and hey, sorry about disappearing last weekend. I don't have an excuse. My only excuse is that I was kind of busy. I could have made time, but I kind of just got home and passed out. So that's kind of what happened with Friday and Sunday's vlogs. You ever start a video and don't know what you're gonna be talking about? I don't know what to talk about. I've covered Minigame Monthly. I've covered all this other stuff in the past couple of weeks. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I think it's time to talk about upcoming games. So I don't really talk about content that I'm going to cover so much in the future tense because I don't know. My future is very uncertain right now. Minigame Monthly could change everything. I could change nothing. I could get a job next week. I could get a job next year. We don't know what's going on with my life. I could still be stuck here next year. That's depressing to think about. Let's not consider that option. But no, so I never really try and make concrete plans in the time that I'm at my current house because I just don't know what my future's going to hold, if my work schedule is going to shift abruptly, if I'm going to become a hobo. So it's all just one of those like up in the air sort of deal. So I don't like making any sort of just talks of the future that aren't, you know, we're gonna be okay. Because, you know, that's not how life works. But I do want to talk about some content that I do want to be covering kind of in the near future. So first up, Destiny 2. I kind of want to just stream it a lot, but I don't have it. Just end the segment there, nothing else. But no, so when Destiny 2 comes out on PC next month? This month? Next month? 24th? One of those months? Either way, I don't know the exact release date because I don't care that much. But Destiny 2 is just a great stream game, and I love playing it, honestly. From the bit that I played in the beta and a little bit at work. That's right, you heard me. It's not my fault they set up an Xbox One in the hub and just sort of left a copy of Destiny there for everyone to play. I can't aim with a controller, but I still enjoyed my time. So I do have a clan already with the Scumbag Squad, which is some of Mana's buddies. And I cannot wait to get into it. OBS is still weird about capturing it. They did that because they didn't want to code actual cheat prevention, so you can't insert C code into it, which makes it so OBS and XSplit can't capture it. Bravo, by the way, on that. Honestly, the biggest issue is shaders and OBS, and that's honestly a good thing considering the laundry list of complaints I had with the first one. You know, like, you know, no story content for one. Lack of meaningful things to do for 2, PvP being shit for 3, so it was just kinda... It's nice to see them trying to make it better, and on PC. It runs buttery smooth. Like... But that's the thing, is I do want to be able to stream that game a bit with Mana, and maybe even Z. Z and I have some weird plans right now. If I can land this job that I've applied to, we're hoping we can both get in there, so that way he'll move over here, and we'll be buddies. And then Z will be able to join us for more things, because he'll be in the same relative time zone as the rest of us. What you guys don't realize is, when I normally stream at 8 PM EST every now and again at no specific day, whenever I stream and I want to have Z in, I can't. Because his work schedule is not only weird, but whatever time it is here, add 5 hours to it and that's the time for Z. So back when we used to stream with, you know, Mana and Kandi on Saturdays when I was in college, Z would be up until like 2 or 3 in the morning. It wasn't good for him, but, so Destiny 2, if it fails to hold my interest, oh no, so sad, I cry every time, like this post to die immediately. But there is one game I want to stream that will be fantastic. That game, of course, is Monster Hunter Worlds, baby! Oh my god, I've been watching too much stuff about it. So, I've been watching all the move changes. My great sword got even greater. But, as I do with every Monster Hunter game, I'm gonna pick up a new weapon. Like, literally every game I've picked up a new weapon. Monster Hunter 3? Ultimate? Was Switch Axe. Monster Hunter 4? Ultimate? Was Greatsword. Monster Hunter Generations? Just Generations. I was a Prowler main, and now I'm playing through it again. And I'm using the longsword, the weeb stick, the trip stick, and it's great. But that means I can't use either of those 3 for this game to main. Now, that does make me rustier with the other weapons, especially since I'm playing Adept Tripstick, so, like, I could very well be terrible at longsword and would never know because of how great Adept is. But, I don't know, I don't want to do Insect Glaive or Dual Blades, because that's the 2 weapons that my buddies always use. Literally 90% of the players that I know main one of those 2 weapons. One of my friends mains both! I'm trying to think. I tried Hammer before and I didn't like it, but I think with the new Bludgeon move, the Big Bash as it were, which is like, okay, so normally Hammer has like this whole like, poof, 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 and then like a huge like, but the thing is it's not really good for scoring knockout damage on monsters that are already on the ground, so what they now have is a move called Big Bash where they just literally like bang into it over and over again, doing repeated damage. And, like, increasing damage on every one, until you get the 5, which is this giant, like, explosion of pain. It's neat. I could also do Hunting Horn. Hunting Horn's weird. I mean, Hunting Horn got a major buff that, like, no one is talking about. You can see your songs on screen. So that's good. It also shows you the color of note as corresponding to attacks. So you can literally know your songs and not have to memorize them finally, which is why I never played Hunting Horn. Its moveset's also drunk. Like, half of the moves hit behind you. Why? But no, I do think a lot of good things are coming. Minigame Monthly is behind again. I'm still hoping to have it out this week. I've been tuning stuff the fuck down to make sure that everything can, you know, fit. Sometimes you just gotta cut the things that you love the most, and I've done some fine-tuning to what's there already, so the houses didn't look good, so I've replaced them with tents until I can get something more tangible. The ocean still looks weird when you get up close to it, so I fenced off the ocean. The trees look pretty good. The giant tree, I've cheated. I've lied to all of you. No, what I did. But no, okay, so this giant tree, this marvelous smoke and mirrors trick that I've pulled. So I sculpted one, re-topologized it, unwrapped it, took me like 12 hours, because trees are gross and stupid. No. What I did is, when I put it in the level, it didn't fit right. It took up too much room. So I was like, what can I do for a Klondike bar here? I shrunk it down, it looked dumb. So what I did is I cut it at the trunk, and put the trunk in the ground. So now it's just a trunk and some branches. And then I was like, but there's no spoopity-doos going into the ground. So I was like, okay, we can take care of this. So what I did is I made a cylindrical mesh, and I put it up my butt. No, what I did is I made it into what's known as a spline mesh. So for every like point of a spline, it then makes another thing, like another bit of trunk. And I had it so it linearly scales down into, like, nothingness. So it goes into a fine tip, as it were. No matter where it is, the end of it is always a fine tip, and it will gradually scale into that. So what I then did with this is I put, like, 12 of them down and interwove them like roots, and then connected them to the tree. So now the tree has roots jutting out of its trunk. And they make a pathway that we can go to the vendor through. But the issue with that is they look super jank. Your boy has a solution for that too. I love when I do this. Like, this is the greatest stroke of brilliance I've had in some time. Because not only could I adjust the roots, you know, in the world so I can see what I need, but at the same time, you know, I can really, like, customize everything in depth. But the jankness. So, like, if you take my hand and put the other hand like this, these do not look like the same hand. They are not connected. So, what you do is what's known as global mapping. This is a trick that's kind of dirty, kind of hackneyed, takes up a few more resources than I think a AAA game could really muster sparing on a singular prop. But in this instance, I think I can manage it. Because this is the set piece, of course. I need to. So, what's going on here is the texture itself is mapped to a set of global coordinates instead of the actual, like, mesh itself. So it'd be like, hold on. See this Triforce pattern on my 3DS? When we move it like this, it stays still. That's normal mapping. That's the correct way when it's applied to, like, a UV map like you see me make on stream. A global map, however, the Triforce would stay still as this moved because of the fact that this is not mapped specifically to this, but rather to coordinates across the entire thing. So, like, it'll project properly onto the mesh, but it's not part of the mesh, if that makes sense. It's color that it's borrowing from a larger, more standard map. So this allows me to make the seams seamless because they're all using the same texture map in essence. Does that make sense? Did I do a good job explaining that? I feel like I didn't. But you get the idea. It's like Chowder's shirt in, you know, hit the television show Chowder, where he'll move, the shirt texture don't. That makes sense? I think that's way better. That's a way better way of explaining it. In early versions of the village, I actually used this on the ground to make it so I could, like, cut and paste pieces together to make it sort of look like a weird environment. I didn't like how it turned out, but the concept remains the same. I'm gonna actually be using it on the terrain as well in the future, so I can add varying different things. But man, am I really proud of this. So, I should be finishing up this village today, tomorrow, then I can work on the Colosseum. Colosseum's going to take me 3 days because I already have all the materials made, and I have the entire thing fleshed out in my head on how we're gonna do it. It's just a matter of doing it. And then I gotta make the net code and then finish up the chicken mechanics. Not a lot of time, but I have faith in myself. The real concern, honestly, is scheduling. I don't want to schedule until I have this done, tested, and working, but I need to start scheduling with some of our talent now, so we can start planning out a day. Because, long and short, that's gonna be the real bottleneck for time, is there's 7 people involved in this. Myself, Z, Condi, Mana, Moth, and our 2 secret friends, who shall remain secret friends. Who could the secret friends be? Leave your guess in the comments down below. Viewer engagement. But no, if I learned anything from trying to do Destiny Strikes in the first game, getting 7 people together, even 6 people, is, like, impossible. So, I'm gonna have to really work around my own budgets here. That being said, I've been rethinking the stance of releasing Minigame monthly. However, this is something that I've been thinking about for a little bit here today, so it might not happen, could happen. I want to do more community events, more things with you guys. Like, I want to actually really, like, do community building instead of telling you guys that you suck. Yeah, I'll say it. I've said that before. Remember the Binding of Undertale? But no, I want to do more community things with you guys. So I'm thinking, I don't know, spend like $5 a month, open a Minecraft server or something, or like a Terraria server or a Starbound server. Starbound could be neat, actually. Maybe doing art contests on the Discord. And by the way, if you're not on the Discord, check it out on the link below. But yeah, I want to do more community things, more community-driven things, more charity streams, more things that, you know, help and actually, like, do things with you guys. That might come in the form of a monthly game night. I don't know. I got a lot of ideas, a lot of charisma, a lot of chutzpah. So we'll see. That was an interesting noise. Chutzpah. I'm gonna do that. If I do that one more time, I'm throwing up. I'm not doing it again. But no, just, I know this is on me, and none of you guys do this, but for any new viewers, my name's Lump. Why, a vlog is a bad place to start with me. But this is something that always annoyed me back in the Binding of Undertale days, which is what led to my inevitable break. I'm okay with people asking me for something. I hate when people demand, and I hate when people spam. Those are the 2 things that really, like, annoy me, which is why I make fun of Binding of Undertale so much. Because during those times, literally every video, it was, when's the next Binding of Undertale? Just stop with this other content, make Binding of Undertale! Which is what led to me getting so salty. Because I was like, why the fuck do I want to cater to you? Like, you're being rude. And, like, it was a small minority of people doing this, really, but at the time, it was the only comments that ever stuck with me, besides Bane being super nice. He's been here for a while doing that, he's just a nice guy, but... No, so, like, that's what really led to me just getting super, like, pissy about Binding of on the Tail and just kind of shitting them out instead of taking the time it took to make quality content out of them. Because, like, I don't mind when people are like, hey, is this series coming back? Or, hey, man, can you make a series on this? And I'm fine with that. Even if I come off as like, I have no money. Fuck you, your wishes. I hope you guys realize when I say, LOL, I don't have the money, that's not me saying, fuck you, that's me saying, I am a broke-ass bitch. But no, like, that's just what really led to me getting so hostile towards the community, is a small minority of people couldn't stop being entitled brats, and it just led to me acting like a dick to everybody. I've gotten a lot better about it recently. The only thing I really get angry at if people ask me is if they go on stream and be like, DAB! No. No. But no, like, that's the thing, is like, I'm trying to get better with it. I know we're gonna have those people regardless. That's just the majority of, you know, YouTube audiences as you get more popular. It's almost as if YouTube's main users are children. But you have to be 13 to have an account. Why did they make us act as if 5-year-olds are watching? Now that I've pointed out the hole in their logic here, this video has now been demonetized. That's 2 demonetizations for 1 video. Beautiful. Oh my, can we just talk about the stupidity of that, by the way? They have YouTube Kids. YouTube, you know, for kids. But we have to cater our content to 5-year-olds. I'm willing to bet you Markiplier doesn't have the demonetization issue. I haven't seen him speak about it. Then again, he doesn't really speak about YouTube stuff like that. Only Jack does, out of the big guys that aren't pewds. But, yeah, it's weird. It's very, very, very weird to me, you know, that, we have to cater to 5-year-olds, despite 13 being the minimum age required to have an account here. I know you can lie, but that's YouTube admitting, yeah, we know most of our users lie about their age, but, you know, it fucks you, but not us, so have fun with it. Don't get diddled. This vlog went to a lot of places. I still gotta record other videos today. Do I have time? Oh, I got time for 1. Shit. But no, so that's today's vlog. I don't know. I never know how to end these. Do I just like do I expose nipple? So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, there's going to be more, so you might subscribe, stick around, become a luminary. Check the links down below. They do things you might like. As always, remember, they're useful. And I hope to see you in the very next video. Goodbye, goodbye. I don't care if people complain. I'm gonna keep doing Deus Vault. I think it's fun.